Hello everyone, it's Chris. It is a dark, dreary night. I am trying to beat the rain, which is apparently moving towards the area that I'm in right now. I've got, it looks like, about a half an hour ride home. And this is going to be a good test for the Spyder's headlights, and I'll explain why. So I live, as you may know, in Niagara Falls, New York, which is a small city in western New York, but it's a city. Bright lights, and I live in a kind of a tight neighborhood with street lights. I've got a street light right in front of my house, and I don't like to ride or even drive a car when I used to have a car at night, and haven't for years. I started wearing glasses, I guess it was about 14 years ago, and since then I just haven't really wanted to drive my car or ride my motorcycles at night. But anyway, I live in Niagara Falls, and so in my limited riding at night, most of it has been in a bright situation. Bright meaning street lights and whatnot. However, as I've mentioned in other videos, while I am retired, I do have a part-time gig. And this part-time gig requires me to attend meetings a couple of times a month in Lockport, New York. Lockport, New York is in the center of the county, the center of Niagara County. It's about 20 miles or about 30 minutes away from Niagara Falls. And when I leave that meeting during the summer, I usually leave those meetings in broad daylight. But we just set the clocks back a couple of days ago, and it's dark now. And so while Niagara Falls is a small city and Lockport is a small city and they have street lights and whatnot, the land between, the territory between those two cities is rural. And so we're going to be riding through farmland without street lights, dark streets, and because of that, it's going to be a good test of the Spyder. I believe it's my first, I may be wrong because I bought the Spyder in March 13th of 24, but I do believe this may be my first ride in darkness. If it's not my first ride in darkness, it's my first ride where I'm actually shooting a video on it. Hence, you'll see I've got my dark mode instrument panel on. That's really more for the camera than anything else. I mentioned this in my last video, but the BRP system, where you can set the instrument panel on automatic so it will switch back and forth between light and dark mode, is not exactly perfected yet. And so what'll happen is this mode, which is night mode, the dark mode, will come on sometimes in broad daylight when the sun is shining, and you really can't make anything out. You can't read any of it. So what I do is I leave it on light mode all the time. And because I ride at night so infrequently, I even leave it on when I'm riding at night. But because the last two videos, the last one and this one, are night videos, I thought I should, more for the camera than anything else, for the audience that watches on YouTube, I thought I should put it on night mode. I will ask a question for those of you who are iPhone people. So I have my iPhone on and I have my GPS, Google Maps, with giving me directions home. Now, I do not need directions home. So why do I have them on? Well, I like to have my map mode on. Even if I know where I am, sometimes I'll just like to have the map mode on, as opposed to the phone just being dark. But when the map mode is on, it's bright. It's not on the dark mode like it is right now when directions are set. And I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to hit exit, and there you go. It's bright. And I would prefer it to be like the screen on my instrument panel, where it's in dark mode. And so the question is, why is it some sort of setting I need to do? Why is it that it's bright here, but once I hit start, it goes to what I prefer, which is dark mode? If anyone has any answers on that, I sure would appreciate it. I'm going to hit my odometer. I'm on the trip odometer now, just to show you how many miles we've got. We are now just past 12,000 miles, 12,094. So when I get home, it'll be just past 12,100. I will tell you that I love these headlights. I'm going to try to get into a position where I can put the high beams on. I'm also going to try to get in a position where I can get off the bike and kind of do a walk around. And you know what? Nobody's behind me. It's really dark here. I'm going to wait till I get past these houses here, so it'll be truly dark, and I'm going to literally stop on the side of the road right here. No one's coming from behind me, and we're going to do a quick walk around. Well, there is a house here, but that's okay. I'm going to stop here, put the parking brake on. Of course, I can't see the parking brake switch. I thought it was right there. Okay, yeah, the parking brake is on. Okay. So I don't have those lights on the bottom of my floorboards that a lot of folks do have. And because I don't ride at night much, I'm not going to add them, but they do really add a lot of visibility from the sides. But yeah, this thing looks awesome. This really looks awesome. I was looking at the switch when I should have been looking at the instrument panel to see whether the parking brake light was on. But I will say, Can-Am, if you're listening, in the future, wouldn't hurt to make that, it might be a little more expensive, but to make that parking brake and the mode button, those lights, have them illuminated too. But the headlights on this thing are just awesome, and I'm going to put it on high beams, and of course the high beam switch isn't, I'm just kind of using muscle memory here. I'm going to put the high beams on right now. No one's in front of me. Wow. I'm going to lower the windscreen. I'm not sure how that's affecting the video, but high beams are just incredible. Look at the sides. We're going to get into some dark country past this red light, and when we do, I'll put them on again. This is really tremendous. While I don't enjoy riding at night, I can do it. I occasionally have to do it. Sometimes, you know, I want to do it for whatever reason. But these headlights certainly make it a pleasure. Okay, I'm gonna wait till I pass. This guy passes up ahead. Here comes someone else. Believe me, we'll have a stretch when no one's coming, I'm sure. And we'll put the high beams on. The route between Lockport and Niagara Falls is cool because it's also littered with snowmobile trails. There's a snowmobile club in this part of the county that maintains some trails. I think they're called the Shawnee Snow Chiefs. And when you're riding at night on a cold winter night when there's snow on the trails, and you can see the headlights from the snowmobiles, many of which are probably cousins of the Spyder, right? Skidoo snowmobiles. I'm going to put the windscreen back up just because I'm getting buffeting here, and I'm going to put the high beams on right now. Wow, I'm going to shut them off just because we've got this guy coming, but looks like I might beat the rain. It's coming in from the west. I don't have my rain gear on. I have jeans on, and I actually have, because believe it or not, the Spyder says it's 68 degrees. It's probably closer to 60 than 68, but it's unseasonably warm. And tomorrow, which will be election day, will be like 70 degrees in Western New York, which is just phenomenal. But anyway, because it's so warm, I actually have my Klein mesh gloves on. So I really want to beat it home before the rain, because I'm just not dressed for it, and I don't want to get off the bike and put rain gear on. In fact, I'm not going to do that. But the other thing that I will just mention, because I mentioned it, I did a whole video, not a whole video, but a partial video on it a couple of videos ago, is I am wearing a new jacket. Now, you can't see it, and I'm not going to talk much about it on this video because it's so dark, but I went ahead and bought that Tourmaster Highlander waterproof jacket. And this is just, I don't know, my second or third ride on it, but I love it. And I mention it because it is waterproof. So if it does start raining, my upper body will at least be protected from the rain. So I really want to do another test with high beams in a dark area. So I'm going to kind of just slow down a little bit and let this guy in front of us just pull away from me. No one's behind me, so I'm not going to cause a problem slowing down. I've got someone coming up ahead. I really can't do that. Now I can. Yeah. Can you see off to the sides, both left and right? I mean, that's pretty magnificent. And especially this time of the year when the deer are moving, you know, the last thing I want to do is hit a deer on the way home. And when it's dark, this, you know, early November, that's not out of the realm of possibility. We're in heavy deer country. I'm going to put them back on right now. So now we're approaching what's called the town of Niagara, which, as you can see, there are street lights. It's more like it's like a town, and it's not part of the city of Niagara Falls. It is adjacent to it, but it's another municipality, so things will get a little brighter. So one of the questions I've gotten a lot you know, since I've had the Spyder on my channel, and I've seen it mentioned a lot of times in the forums, is about twitchy or jumpy steering. And I've commented on it numerous times, but I think my next video may just be on the jumpy steering, because I've done many demonstrations, but I don't have that problem with my 2023 RT Limited, like, whatsoever. In fact, quite the contrary. The steering's almost like it locks in. When you put it on cruise control and you're on the highway, you take your hands off and it's just a dream. So I think that's going to be the next video. And until that next video, if there's anything about this video that you want to comment on, please do so. If you've got an idea on what I can do to make this be dark mode at night, even when I don't have directions programmed. If you have any comments on anything, please do so. If you like the video or any part of it, please hit the like button. And as I try to remember in every video, if you don't subscribe, if you would, I sure would appreciate it. But know that whether you do subscribe or not, I really do appreciate you watching my videos. It means a lot to me. I love the fact that I'm having some impact on the Spyder community based on the comments I'm getting and the growth of the channel. So I appreciate you watching the videos. Until the next one, you have a great, I guess I should say, you have a great evening, because it's evening. Bye-bye.